Hello, my name is Peter Kasiba. I am a member of the Save the Whales, and today I would like to talk a little bit about our organization. Save the Whales started in 1977 and focuses on educating the public, especially children, about marine mammals and the fragile ocean environment. Whales have many notable characteristics, and in a way, whales are like us that need our help. It is up to us to make sure these mammals can live and thrive. Whales are the most unique species found on Earth, and just like humans, whales are mammals like us. Whales are mammals. Despite laws placed into the protection of the species and their home, the hunting and harm of whales continues today. Now, the species has been around much longer than humans have, and are a wonder to the aquatic world for many to appreciate and enjoy. Hippos are the closest living relatives of whales, but they are not the ancestors of whales. Both hippos and whales evolved from four-legged, even-toed, hoofed ungulate ancestors that lived on land about 50 million years ago. Modern-day ungulates include hippopotamuses, giraffes, deers, pigs, and even cows. Unlike the hippo's whale ancestors moved from land to the sea and evolved into the creatures we know into the sea swimming creatures we know and love over a period of about 8 million years. However, due to human interference, humans have impacted how they live in numerous ways. But for example, as a marine species, communication between them is a key factor. However, while living underwater, communication can be hard when hard. Now, light and odors don't travel very well, so it's hard to see or smell anything that's in front of you or near. However, sound moves about 4 times faster in water than in air, which means marine mammals would often use sounds to communicate. This is why you would usually hear a whale sing so much. Each song and sound is different for each whale, and even between species, and can mean so many different things. It could mean they've found food, or they're using it as an echolocation to find food. It could be used as a mating call. It could also be a warning sign for others or anyone nearby, or to signal others if they travel in pods, or even something we don't know about yet. Because sea mammals are so dependent on hearing to communicate and feed, we are concerned that they are being harmed by the increased ambient noise in the world's oceans caused by ships, sonar, and marine seismic surveys. Now, along with their singing, there are many other unique characteristics along them. They nurture their young, they form friendships, innovate, grieve, play, sing, and cooperate with one another, which is unique among the animal kingdom. Now, going back to their singing, it's used for various reasons, as previously mentioned, but there's still so much we don't know about this behavior. Another unique thing is of the Another unique thing about the whale species is of the 80 to 90 species of whales under the sea, they are divided into two main groups. To know whether a whale belongs to one group or the other, is to check the teeth. There are many there. However, having different types of teeth also means different eating habits and a different lifestyle and physiology for the whale species. Now, one category is the toothed species of whales, such as the sperm whale or orca, or the baleen species, such as the blue whale or the humpback whale. And if you've seen Finding Nemo, you'll know what baleen looks like very shortly. Toothed whales are predators, and meaning that they hunt for their food, and toothed whales might eat seals, fish, or sea lions. And toothed whales also often live together in groups called pods. By living together in these groups, toothed whales can work together to hunt for food as well as protect one another if one of them is in danger. Some species, such as the orca, or aka the killer whale, have even been seen hunting sharks and humpback whales together. Now, the baleen whales include many of the largest whales in the sea, such as the blue whale. Instead of teeth, baleen whales have a substance called a baleen plate, and since they have this plate, they hunt for their food much more differently than a toothed whale would. The hunting method is that the whale would use this sometimes in a process called filter feeding. The whale's baleen plate is shaped much like a comb, which allows them to catch food simply by swimming toward the prey with their mouths wide open. The bristles of the baleen let water pass through while trapping the whale's prey. Usually, these enormous animals eat thousands of very tiny animals, including small fish, krill, shrimp, and various crustaceans. Once the whale's food is caught on its baleen plate, the whale can bring it into its mouth with its tongue, much like when you lick your lips. The baleen comb is not the only thing that sets baleen whales apart from toothed whales. They also live very different lives, usually swimming alone instead of with a group. In some cases, baleen whales may join together, but when they migrate or swimming long distances together, although they become more social during mating periods, and since baleen whales are very large and have thick layers of blubber, which is basically a kind of body fat, they are capable of living in extremely cold waters. Even though baleen whales are so large, they actually have very small throats, making it uncommon for them to eat large fish, squid, octopus, or other underwater animals. Which makes sense given they have a set of baleen teeth instead of regular teeth. Now, just like humans, whales are mammals. They are also the largest mammal on Earth, and they breathe air, are warm-blooded, give birth to live young, and feed their young milk. They also have hair. Yes, you heard correctly, hair. While it's not immediately obvious, whales do have hair. There are approximately 90 species of whales, and hair is only visible in some of these species. In some adult whales, you can't see hair at all, as some species only have hair when they are fetuses in the womb. First, let's look at the species baleen whales. Most of the baleen whales have their hair follicles, if not visible hair. The location of these hair follicles is similar to the whiskers in terrestrial mammals, such as cats. Depending on the species, the whale may have 30 to 100 hairs, and they are usually more on the upper jaw than the lower jaw, much like whiskers are. The baleen teeth in this species is made of keratin, which is a protein also found in our hair and our fingernails. So why would they need hair? Whales have blubber to keep them warm, so they don't need fur coats. And having hairless bodies also helps whales release heat much more easily into the water when they need to. The exact answer is, we do not know. Scientists have several theories on the purpose of the hair, for example, since there are a lot of nerves in and around hair follicles, they are likely used to sense something. What that is, we don't know. Perhaps they use them to sense prey. Some scientists suggest that the prey may brush against the hairs and allow the whale to determine when it has found a high enough prey density to begin feeding. And some think that the hairs may be used to detect changes in water currents or turbulence. It is also thought that these hairs may have some sort of social function, and perhaps being used in social situations, such as cows communicating to their mothers for a need to nurse, or perhaps in sexual situations. As previously stated, we do not know the full purpose of said hair yet. Now, moving on, with these notable characteristics and traits of these species, that they are protected under law, but despite these being put into place to protecting these species and their home, the hunting and harm of whales continues today. For example, the United States, there are two common laws that were put into place, into protecting species such as whales. In 1972, the United States Congress passed the Marine Mammal Protection Act, or MMPA. The act makes it illegal for any person residing in the U.S. to kill, hunt, injure, or harass all species of marine mammals, regardless of their population status. In addition, the MMPA also makes it illegal for anyone to import marine mammals or products made from them into the U.S. Another act is the Endangered Species Act, which was a federal law passed by the U.S. Congress in 1973. Now, this act protects both endangered species, defined as those in danger of extinction, and threatened species, those likely to become endangered within the foreseeable future. All of the great whales are listed as endangered species under the ESA. As a result, it is illegal to kill, hunt, collect, injure, or harass them, or to destruct their habitat in any way. It is also illegal to buy or sell any whales. However, that still doesn't seem to stop people today. Now, while there are laws within the U.S., there are also some international laws that also help to protect whale species as well, and other aquatic species as well. The first one is the International Whaling Convention, which was established in 1946 to oversee the management of the whaling industry worldwide. It was established in response to the rapid decline in the population of whales from whaling. In 1986, the IWC instituted an indefinite ban on commercial whale. This ban is still in effect with certain exceptions. Countries such as Japan and Norway have not yet honored the ban. Another international law is the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, or CITES. CITES is an international treaty that provides protection for wild animal and plant species in international trade. It is designed to promote the conservation of endangered species while allowing trade in certain wildlife. There are 3 categories of protection under the treaty. Species listed in Appendix 1 are threatened with extinction and are or may be affected by trade. Therefore, commercial trade is strictly prohibited. All of the great whales are listed in Appendix 1. Now, whaling, for those who may be confused, is the hunting of whales for their usable products such as their meat, blubber, and became increasingly important in the Industrial Revolution. Now, certain species of whales were hunted greatly, especially the sperm whales were hunted for their valuable whale oil, which was widely used to fuel lamps and make soap, and they were also hunted for the material they produced called ambergris. Now, ambergris, or popularly known as whale vomit, is a solid waxy substance originating in the intestine of the sperm whale. In Eastern cultures, it is used for medicines and potions and even a spice. And in the West, it was used to stabilize the scent of fine perfumes. It floats and washes ashore most frequently on the coasts of China, Japan, Africa, and the Americas, and on even tropical islands such as the Bahamas. One of the clearest identifying traits of ambergris is its odor. Although its link to sperm whales is certain, how it ends up floating freely in the ocean is still debated today. When removed from the whale, it has been described as possessing a strong odor, such as smelling like crap, literal crap. But it becomes much less odorless once it dries out. But moving forward, we have so many technological advancements. There's no need for whaling today with how far we've come. We've got more access to resources that could change lives, but it seems like people are so far behind. We're not getting anyone to help. Even places that indigenous whaling is still being continued today, which is the hunting of whales by indigenous peoples such as the Inuits or Eskimos, is permitted under international regulations, but in some countries remains an argumentative issue. Well, given how far we are, we could give so much more to other people that need it, but it doesn't seem like we're trying hard enough. Now, there's also the issue that even with our advancements, there's still the destruction of their habitat from pollution or dumping our garbage into the water. There's also the risk of these said animals ingesting some harmful materials such as plastic, which is basically poison to them. But this is why we need more people like you, the viewer, to get more involved to protect not just whales but all aquatic life on this planet. I would like to thank you for viewing this video. There are so many things about how unique whales can be, how similar they are to humans, and the dangers they are in from us, and how we can protect them from future harm. If you are considering of joining the organization, would like to know more information, or even donate to the cause, the links will be provided in the description below. Thank you again, and thank you again for watching, and let's go save these gentle giants.